I'm Rick Kaler. Thanks for joining me. How much cash is in your wallet right now? Do you know? In a world where so many of our transactions involve swiping plastic or making payments online, cash might seem old-fashioned or irrelevant. I know there's days where I literally don't have a dime on me. Well, the CrowdStrike software failure in late July that disabled computers all over the world might contradict this assumption. Many of us were temporarily unable to complete the most simple financial transaction. Airline travel was disrupted. At least one major retailer closed their stores. Some financial planning and investment advisory firms had to suspend trading for clients' accounts. All this chaos highlighted how deeply we depend on digital systems. If you think about it, it's a little scary. One result of this incident was a rush of consumers wanting cash. The London Times reported a 30% spike in ATM withdrawals in the UK. Cash machine provider Link also reported a significant increase in withdrawals. A potential concern here is that a major disruption like the CrowdStrike incident could make it really difficult to access physical money. Now, there are historical examples of financial crises when part of the government response was a limit on cash withdrawals, which included Cyprus in 2013, Argentina in 2019, and Sri Lanka in 2022. These restrictions created a real significant inconvenience and strain for people who were short of funds to cover daily expenses. Imagine going to your ATM and not being able to withdraw more than $100 or some form per day. The question is this a sign that it would be wise to keep some cash on hand? Yeah, perhaps so. Interestingly, even before the July debacle, I was already seeing some clients shifting to cash rather than credit cards or checks for some transactions. And the reason seemed to be more about frugality and security than the fear of technology failures. One factor is that more businesses are now adding credit card fees to consumers' bills. These costs, which previously were largely invisible to customers, are now making some of us think twice about other payment options before swiping a card or clicking a buy button. Related to this is the issue of tipping. It's increasingly common for point-of-sale software to include suggested tip amounts, and many start at 20%. Many consumers are frustrated with what feels like being guilted or manipulated into tipping more. You may actually be able to avoid that pressure by using cash at casual restaurants and coffee shops and other places that they visit, as well as for personal service, because now tipping is starting to become normal in just about any service that you get. Another factor is increasing awareness of the security risks of using paper checks. One client explained it to me this way. If I mail a grandkid a birthday gift with a $50 bill and someone steals it, I've lost $50. But if I mail a check for $50 and someone steals it, they have my bank account information, my address, my name, so I could potentially lose a lot more. Something to think about, isn't it? The CrowdStrike disruption highlighted that another reason to keep some cash on hand is to have a backup in case of technology failures. Carrying cash can alleviate the inconvenience of localized temporary problems due to power outages, an interruption in internet services, or maybe a more small scale or regional computer glitch. So in today's high-tech world, going cash only, it's neither practical nor possible, but going completely digital is not the answer either. The technology that we rely on so heavily is not quite foolproof enough for us to move to a cashless system where a $10 bill is a quaint relic of the past. So, at least for now, the most reasonable approach is to maintain a mix of digital and cash payment options, and to keep some paper checks on hand as well. It really makes sense to hold enough physical cash to give you some liquidity in the case of a temporary interruption in the banking system. How much? I don't know, but maybe a few weeks worth of living expenses or even a month may not be unreasonable. At the same time, there's no need to live in chronic fear of a huge tech disruption. The key to consider is which options will both protect your financial information and provide you the flexibility and convenience that you need. Thanks for listening.